Welcome to the 2024 World Hydrogen North America Conference. I am joined here by Justin Freeman from Coffman Engineers and Anthony Borski from Nel Hydrogen. How are y'all both doing today, gentlemen?
Doing great.
Very good, Tyler. Thank you for having us.
Of course. Thank you all for joining us. Do y'all both want to tell us a little bit about your respective companies and your roles with them? I'll, who wants to
Yeah,
go
sure. I
first?
can go first. So my name's Justin Freeman. I'm Coffman's corporate vice president for CCUS and hydrogen. So Coffman is a multidiscipline engineering firm. So we've got 21 locations all across the United States. I'm actually located out of Alaska, but we spend a lot of time as we've got offices in Hawaii and Guam and a number of offices, one actually here in Houston. So we're mostly a surface engineering firm, but we work in multiple sectors, hospitals, Department of Defense, petrochemical, oil and gas, and we had a very strong relationship with Nel and hydrogen.
All right. So how about you tell us a little bit about Nel?
Fantastic. I'm Anthony Borski. I'm the director of the project management office for the Western Hemisphere. Nel Hydrogen is an electrolyzer manufacturing company based out of Oslo. We do have manufacturing in the United States and Connecticut, in Oslo, and we have a local office here in Houston as well. And we manufacture PEM and alkaline electrolyzers. And we work very closely with the Department of Defense and with the various industry partners. And we've partnered with Coffman Engineering to help develop our products and bring our electrolyzers to the next generation.
Hey, can you tell us a little bit about the partnership, how it came about, maybe the goal?
Yes. Well, we actually we partnered in a few early developments, and that have grown legs. They've developed into a longer term relationship, and now Kaufman is helping us develop a 100 megawatt building block that we plan to use as a template to provide EPC partners and end users an opportunity to grow into large scale hydrogen production up to multiple gigawatts.
Do you care to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, it really started really with a very small body of work. We did some structural engineering on one of their MC series, and they liked what we did, and we approached this from a lens of, I told Nell from the very beginning, I said, I don't want this to be a project. I want to look at this through the lens of multi-decade relationship. And so I want to make sure that we're enabling your success. And so we started with that, but it quickly grew into helping them to develop, what should their solution be? And I think that the market has moved so fast that answer has been very fluid. Is the market 5 megawatts? Is it 10? Is it 100? Is it a gigawatt? And so the market's been changing on the team quite quickly. And so having that ability and that relationship where we can adapt together and work towards the most valuable thing for Nell, it's been an awesome relationship. We've learned a lot from Nell. And I think Coffman has been able to bring some of our industrial large scale project and bring that sort of capability to Nell. And so we've both benefited from the partnership together.
So, what would be some of the benefits? I mean, you just named some clearly, but what would be the benefits of partnerships when it comes to lowering the cost of green hydrogen production?
Diversifying your expertise. Uh, it, there's certain aspects of an electrolyzer system that Nell is fundamentally, an expert in. The cell stacks, and then what Kaufman brings to the table is their expertise in larger scale engineering systems and looking at gas separation, power system, and what they're really helping us to do is expand our knowledge base and without necessarily taking on that cost ourselves. And they bring a deep background of engineering knowledge from the oil and gas industry, which we are finding very valuable to help lower the capex cost of our equipment.
What would you say, Justin?
Yeah, so I play a lot of different roles, and so as part of it, working with now, I also work with a lot of hydrogen developers, and so I'm kind of seeing real time, what their clients and their customers are needing, right, from the hydrogen development, how that infrastructure needs to come together, and so sometimes our developers they are working with other electrolyzer companies, and that's fine. We can be agnostic. But I also highlight, I think this is an industry that is really going to benefit from collaboration, from working with clients and customers that can work together, earn that trust, and drive out cost out of the system. Because green hydrogen today is at a cost point that's not going to enable hydrogen to scale. And so we need to be looking at how do we drive out costs from the OEM side, from the project management side, from the engineering side, from the construction side. And you can really only do that, in my opinion, very well through collaboration and partnership. And so, my side of bringing that feedback to Nel is to like what the client and the customer is going to be looking for. I think that's mutually benefit for both of our companies.
So that's kind of how it decreases the cost. Do you think this speeds up the scale up of hydrogen infrastructure with these kind of collaborations?
Absolutely. Reaching FID for a lot of these opportunities is really dependent on bringing about not just the latest technology, but also looking at the economic models and using these lessons learned. And that's one of the things that Coffman also does. Their economic models, using state-of-the-art technology can actually, bring not only the technology risk down, but also the commercial risk.
Anything else, Justin?
Yeah, I mean, I think that, anytime you take a very contractual approach, that really extends out the time, right? So if you can work with trusted partners that have that history of, this isn't the first time that Nel's built an electrolyzer, right? One of their engineers, I was in their Connecticut factory, and they showed me that progression of, that initial pen electrolyzer to the MC series to now what we have today, the PSM at 10 megawatt. There's learnings, and you can see that through the product development. And so, I think that if you can find those trustworthy partners across your entire value chain, it enables you to go much, much faster through all stages of the project.
Excellent. So last question, you two. What do you think is holding us back from scaling up the hydrogen economy in general?
Well, there's a need for technology growth, a more rapid technology growth than what I think a lot of industries have ever experienced. And so, from our side, it's definitely a need for growing an exponentially large plant with the knowledge base that we currently have. And we are leveraging partners to do that.
Yeah, I think one of the things you've heard at this whole conference is the tax, 45V, that needs clarification. But I think that will come. I think the other part is you've got a lot of new players that are trying to enter into the hydrogen space. And so even if that's oil and gas companies, a lot of oil and gas companies don't have hydrogen experience. Renewable companies definitely don't have a hydrogen experience. So we're building, as an industry, we're building skills and capability. But we're going to need to build from the best practices of both those respective organizations. So having robust processes to make sure you can have a good design, but also the speed of execution that some of the renewables companies have been able to achieve. I think we need to learn from each other as industry partners so that we can enable the hydrogen industry to go at the fastest pace while we're building safe facilities.
Thank you both for joining us this year for World Hydrogen.
No, appreciate it. It was a great
Pleasure.
conference.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody.